Hello everyone, my name is Joevan and I'm here to teach you the basics of Java. So first of all, what is Java? Java is a high-level programming language that is designed for us humans to read. On the other hand, we have these programming languages called low-level programming languages that are designed only for machines to read, like assembly. If you may ask, how does a machine or a computer able to read source code like Java? Basically, we have a compiler in the middle. Then the compiler takes the source code or the high-level code from Java, then translate it into machine code that only machines can understand. So that's the basic of compilers. Now we will move on to the basics of Java. Now moving on to the basics of Java, starting with variables and data types. Here, we must declare string as our variable, data type, and then the variable name, which is person, and the value itself, which is John. This way we are declaring or we're storing a value for a person's name, which is John. The next is int. It should be a whole number. It can't have decimal in it. It's for this data type, which it should have a decimal in it, like 14.4. The next is char, in short for a character. It should only store a letter. Say it's A. A should be enclosed with a single quotation mark, with single quotation marks rather. A boolean, it should only store true or false. Let's say, is it true or false? True or false as its value. The next is we have the basic arithmetic of Java. Let's declare two variables here. In A and B is equals to 5, and C is whatever the result if we add or minus A and B. Then let's print that out. It should output 15. Then if we change this into a minus, should be 5, since 10 minus 5 is 5. Then if you want to divide, multiply, we must use the asterisk symbol. Then it's going to print out 50. And if you want to divide, you must use the backlash symbol as in here, and it's going to output 2. So that's the basic of arithmetic operators and variables with data types. Now we're going to tackle if statements. Basically, they are to go if you want certain lines of code to be executed based on a certain condition. Let me show you. Let's declare two variables here, x and y, and int y is equals to 5. What if we want to print x like that if x is greater than y? Let's do x. If x is greater than y, then print x. Let's run that. Then what if we want to print y if y is greater than x? We should do this. Let's exchange the values, and then it's going to print out y. But what if all of these are false? Who's going to catch them all? That's the function of else. Let's say that x is not greater than y, nor y is greater than x. They're equals. It's paradoxical. And then we're going to print x is equals to y. Just ignore the error lines. That's just a bug. If they're both equals, that's going to print x is equals to y. That's the basic of if statements. Now that we understand variables, data types, and if statements, I'm now going to show you for loops. So to declare a for loop, we must type for followed by a parenthesis, and in this parenthesis we have three groups. It's called the declaration, followed by the condition, and the controller. Inside the declaration, we must declare the variable that will pretty much control the for loop. let's say int I is equal to 0. Then in the condition, it's either going to return true or false depending on the condition. So if it's true, it's going to keep looping, but if it's false, it's going to stop. Let's say I is less than 5. Then in the controller, we need to update the variable I in this part per loop. So we're going to add by 1. To add by 1, we must increment it. It's called incrementation. Then if we print this out, should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's print out hello. So it should print out 5 times. The reason why, as you can see in this, when we printed I, it didn't print 5. It started with 0 since the start of our I is 0 and the false or the ending point, which is 5 is greater than 5, is false. Then it pretty much ended in that part. So that's the basic of for loop. Now that we're done with loops, I'd really like to share with you while loops, switch cases, and methods. But due to time constraints and the longevity of discussing those concepts, let's just discuss the data structure of Java, which is array. So in a single variable, you can only store one value, like this. Int I is equals to 0, and just like that. But what if we want to store multiple values in it? So we have to declare an array. Int, then brackets, the name of the list or array, and curly brackets where we will store the values. So 13, 23, and 18. So let's say that I want to access 23. How can I do that? You can do it by specifying the index like this, list of num, the name of the array, and then bracket, and then we put 1. And then if we print that, it should be 23. So why is it 1? So if we count this 0, 1 to the end, that's their index, that's the position. So 13 is 0, 23 is 1, and 18 is 2. That's the basic of arrays in Java. So that's it, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I am sorry that I can't share with you all today all the things that I have in mind in one video, including what I do for a living and what I do at work. So I hope you learned something today, and I'll be seeing you in the next time.